So now I'm delighted to be joined by Sam Ansell, Ashfield resident. Nice to meet you again, Sam.
Nice to have you.
Now, Sam's got an incredibly, not sad story, but a sad story with a happy ending. Sam, 18 months old, what happened in your life?
So I was adopted, but prior to me being adopted, I had my legs broken and other serious injuries to my body. So at 9 months old, I was put into adoption. I went through 4 or 5 different foster care homes until I was adopted by who I now call my
So you was an
mum and dad.
abused baby?
I was, yeah.
Okay, and who adopted you?
A loving family from Ashfield, Jane and Dave.
Okay, and I suppose it was difficult going through school at an early age. Did you know you was adopted?
Not until I was in about year 5 when I was asked to do a biography about my family and my prehistory. I didn't have any baby photos or anything like that compared to other children.
And how did you find out, Sam?
By going and asking the question of where was I born, going to baby photos of me, what time I was born, what was my first words. And this is then when my mum and dad came out with a birth book and placed it down on a table over a cup of tea and some biscuits and explained to me that the family my birth mother couldn't take care of me, so they adopted me to show me how supportive parents should be to help bring up a child.
And how did you learn about the abuse that you suffered early on?
That was later on, coming through school. I was bullied through it at school, and I wanted to go and do something to be different to help other children who was tormented and went through what I went through. And I wanted to trace down my birth parents to find out what had happened and why, and that is when I found out how severe the injuries was.
And how old was you when you found your birth mum and dad?
When I found my birth parents, I was 21 years old.
Did you go and see them straight away?
Yeah.
What was that conversation like, Sam?
Awkward. They didn't want me... They wanted me to feel sorry for them, that they had to lose a child. And I said to them, if anything, I've got all but respect for what they did because I was given a second chance at life by being brought up by my mum and dad.
So that's incredible, really. These parents who weren't the best parents in the world, it's fair to say that, Sam, isn't it? You've actually gone to them and thanked them for giving you away.
Yeah.
How does that work?
Because if I hadn't have been taken away off them, I probably wouldn't be here.
Okay.
And I was lucky enough to go to such a loving and supportive family that couldn't naturally have children. They gave me a second chance to bring me up with morals, respect, and to help other people. Of what I do now, I've got a recruitment agency that give opportunities and chances to people who can't naturally or may well struggle to find natural employment.
So that's important, having those loving parents behind you. Have you got adopted sisters or brothers?
Yeah, so I've got a sister, Sarah, who is also adopted. Her story is very, very different to mine. But also she's gone on, she's now got a career with the NHS and she's given her experiences to help other people in that aspect as well.
So any time in your life, Sam, growing up, knowing that you was adopted, knowing, there's some horrible things probably gone off when you was a baby, do you ever get resentful or kick off or turn against your adoptive parents? Yeah,
I thought I was forced away and that I wasn't given the full information what I was wanting. So growing up through secondary school mainly, I started being a little bit resentful. It caused a little bit of bother at school. A problematic child, as my mum would quite happily sit here and say to you. I was very problematic, and at one point I was probably uncontrollable. But then I realised that what they've done and what they've given me is far more superior than the thoughts what I was thinking at that time.
So you lived you had a proper loving childhood from your adoptive parents. They supported you, got behind you. You've got your own business now, Sam. I know you have. You're a recruitment consultant. You employ, literally, you get hundreds of people in Ashfield jobs. And as you rightly said earlier, sometimes it's those people that wouldn't normally get a job through the normal channels, but they have to come to you and you give them that chance.
Yeah, I find I've been quite fortunate, but not everybody's that fortunate that's got that supportive family behind them. So I feel obliged to help other people to find employment, to try and better their lives, and just to show them there's a different way of life than sitting around feeling sorry for yourself. There's a lot out there. There's a lot of different places you can go to get that help and support. And if me helping somebody to find a job, or even writing them a CV out to help them further down the line to find employment or a job, then I've done my bit to try and help at least one person.
So I hear some people sometimes say there's no jobs out there. Is that true, Sam?
Absolutely not. There's more jobs out there and not enough people to fill them with.
And how do you fill them?
By sourcing. Sometimes I've got to go a little bit out to Ashfield because they haven't got that support there, or to go down to the local job centre and say, look, we're struggling to find people. Have you got anybody that you think would suit this job role?
I guess there's some people, I mean, especially, I look at myself really, where I started. I started off in a concrete factory and then working down a pit, and now I'm a member of Parliament and doing this sort of work as well. So it's not necessarily where you start is the place where you're going to finish.
100%. I never set out to go and have my own business in recruitment. I wanted to go and be a social worker.
Or a footballer.
And a footballer. So the path what I took just steered me this way in the end. And it's just the people I've met along the way that's helped on the journey.
So, final Christmas festive message to any young people out there who don't know what to do with their lives. You know, they're coming up to leaving school, 16, 17, 18. What sort of advice would you give to them, Sam?
Until you realise what you want to do in life, stay in education.
Yeah.
Stay in education, then go and get work experience in other places as well. There's something out there that's suited for everybody.
Everybody's good at something, aren't they?
Absolutely.
Thanks, Sam.
Pleasure.
Brilliant. Give him a clap.